So, well, clearly there are some specific issues that are very much in the forefront these days. People are very concerned about environmental issues such as climate change. At the moment, they're very concerned about the environmental impacts of some of the energy technologies that we use. We have oil washing up on the beaches of Louisiana, and people are concerned with those issues. I think people are also, because of the economic climate, concerned about the long-term economic well-being of the United States. How do we remain a productive country? How do we provide jobs that are rewarding for people, that pay well and that also take advantage of their skills and creativity? And then we're concerned with a whole new group of technologies that are emerging and that we don't quite understand yet and don't know how much we have to worry about. Things like nanotechnology, synthetic biology. And this is an area where ASU, particularly in nanotechnology, has been very active. But I think those and a lot of the biological technologies in general are opening up new powers, new fields of exploration in science that have implications for society that we're really only beginning to understand. Well, in some ways, the fact that these are recurring issues is illustrative of the reality that they are long-term. These are problems that we're not going to solve easily, and that's one reason why they can't be solved simply by experts or by a small group of people, because these are all concerns that all of us are going to have to live with, and we're going to have to live with for a long time. Sometimes there's a danger for those of us who are in the field all the time to think that God, we haven't accomplished anything because this is the same topic I was worried about 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Shouldn't we have fixed this yet? And I think for that reason, a lot of us have to just recognize that this is the human condition, that the problem is going to evolve and we're going to have to evolve with it. We're going to have to change. As the scale of some of these technologies increases, they become problems. You know, on a small scale, we don't have to worry about it. We burn fossil fuels for many years, and the atmosphere was able to absorb them without changing very much. Now we've reached a level where it is having a strong effect on the atmosphere. Our knowledge of genetics at this point, it can just be a curiosity, the idea that people might want to get a complete readout of their genome. But as we learn more about what those specific genes mean for susceptibility for health, for human ability, for personality traits, and so on, those things are not going to be idle curiosity. They're going to be of real importance to us, and then there's going to be a tremendous number of questions about whether we can alter them. What happens if we can identify a criminal gene, and it's identified when you're 3 years old? Do you do genetic engineering of some sort to get rid of that gene? Do you do some type of special intervention with that person, knowing that they have susceptibility to become a violent criminal? Whatever problems we have now with genetics are going to be with us, but in a new form in the future. So I think that's important for a meeting like this, because one of the things this meeting is trying to do is to involve a larger part of the educated public and the general public in these concerns, because you can't just hand them off to an expert and say, fix this problem and it'll go away. It's not going to happen. And so all of us have to become involved and be prepared to deal with them over a very long time. So, well, I suppose there's rightful places. There's not a privileged place to science. I think one of the things that people mistake is that science has this special standing in the world. And I think it's an important part of the world. It's an invaluable part of the human cultural, historical endeavor. But in thinking about the rightful place, it's just understanding that it's only one part of a large cultural achievement that humans have accomplished over the years, and that its place is changing. I think science's place is becoming more prominent in society, just because we are learning more and it's more useful. The danger is to take its place outside of society or to separate it from society. So I think what we're really looking for as a rightful place is seeing not a stable or unchanging place. It's an evolving relationship with society. So I think one reason for the question mark is It's an unanswerable question because it's going to be different at different stages and different conditions and so on. And what we have to look for is enough flexibility and enough creativity to reposition science as the world changes.
Yeah.